Hi everyone, it's that time again for another textures launch, and we are now launching the Wings and Things collection. This is a 6-piece collection. There's lots of bugs and wings, there's dragonflies, there's bumblebees, there's honeycomb in there as well. Lots you can be doing with your cards, mixed media, journaling, scrapbooking, whichever you wish. I'm going to now run you through all the products one by one and show you some beautiful examples of projects that you could be making with this too. So here are the new items. I think I said 6 before. There's actually 8 new items. One of them is going to be what we call a core item. So this isn't just for this collection. Right, so let's run through. Should we go through the stamps first of all? So you can see, you've probably seen this all over my social media. This is the Vintage Bee book page. This is all one stamp. Now we say Vintage Bee. It's actually lots of different insects and it's a species like identification image. I just think these are really cool. I'm going to be doing a lot, particularly mixed media projects with this. And here's one I did a little while ago. This is the one I've been showing everybody where I've just stamped. This is a normal paper stamping stamp, but I've stamped onto canvas. And there will be a tutorial on my YouTube channel soon showing you how to do that. But I've then embroidered all of the bugs. Let's show you another card that Monica has created using this stamp set and just picking out a few of the stamps. So it looks like she's actually masked off and stamped because the ones that she's used are these 3. And you can see the detail in them is absolutely beautiful. So lots more to come from that one. Then we've also got the watercolor splash halftone. Now this again, to me, it's a core product because this is going to work across so many different collections, whether you're mixing it with or without textures. So there's 2 different shaped of splashes, watercolor splashes, and it's a halftone stamp, which means that you're going to get shading and depth within one impression of the stamp. So you can kind of see the little dots that it's made up of. Let's take a look at a couple of cards that have been created using this. Now the first one is actually embossing powder, so you can't see quite as well with embossing powder because of course embossing powder melts and it kind of spreads a little bit, so you do get more powder where it doesn't need to be in the smaller gaps, but you can kind of see you've got black showing through here and this is more solid, and that's what you're getting with the stamp. And then this one has been done by Monica, and you've got these really lovely light sort of shade and dark patches, and you've also got the lighter sort of where it's a little more watery, a little more transparent, all like I say with just inking it and stamping it the once. You haven't got to go in with layers or anything like that. So that is such a cool stamp. I really love this. You're going to find it in the background in a lot of my projects going forward. Then we have got the Grungy Bee and Honeycomb. Now these are 2-part stamps, and you've got the honeycomb. If I just turn it this way, you can see you've got the honeycomb there, and it's a bit of a distressed honeycomb as well. And then you've also got this really gorgeous bee. Now I'm going to show you in a little while some more examples where you'll see these 2 used together. But I want to show you this one first of all, because this really clearly shows that detail that you've got in the bee. Now you can use the bee, of course, on its own or with the honeycomb. And the reason I wanted these not just as one stamp, but actually as 2 parts is because then you can stamp the bee in one colour and you can stamp the honeycomb in a second colour if you wish, and you can use them both separately too. Here's another really good example actually of that being used in the 2 colours. So the gold honeycomb in the background, and that leaves the space perfectly here for, or the silhouette of the butterfly, bumblebee to go inside there. Then we've got the same sort of concept with a dragonfly. So we've got the brick wall. Again, it's a distressed brick wall. It's kind of a little bit half-tone, this brick wall as well. This is showing like the mortar, the pointing in the bricks, and you've got the dragonfly outline cut out of there. Again, you can just use parts of this if you just want a bit of texture in the background, or you can use it with the really detailed dragonfly. Monica's used it separately, so rather than settling the dragonfly into the shape, she's used it like this. And again, you'll see some more examples of this one being used too, but with both of them you also get some sentiments in there, and you've also got the same with the half tone stamp. You've got those sentiments just popped in, so just a little bit of extra for you, kind of taking up the space where the stamp is, because we want to give you as much as possible. Then moving on to the dies, we have got the layering bee and dragonfly. Now you're going to find a really good tutorial for this one on the CraftStash YouTube channel coming up if it's not already out, because this one has so many uses. It's crazy how much you can do with one die set. Here's just a quick example of the bee there, and you did see the dragonfly. So the dragonfly was here that Monica used. You can see separate wings, so you can lift them up, you can have them laid down flat. Again, we will look at a few more examples in a little while, but you are getting 7 pieces in there. The bee is 4 layers, the dragonfly is 3 layers, and they are all a really good size. In fact, I can show you the size that they are. Look at those. Now, they are both so detailed, they're gorgeous. So you can use different amounts of layers for different looks. They've both got the silhouette, the background as such, the backdrop, but that you do have the complete image if you don't want to use the backdrop and you want to have it a little bit like lacy and see-through. You can just use these ones. Then you can choose whether or not you pop the wings on, and that's just the body to finish off on top of the bee's wings if you do use them. Then we've got the delicate floral panel. You can't have dragonflies and bumblebees unless, of course, you've got flowers. This is gorgeous. So it's around about 6 by 6 inch. It comes with 2 pieces. So you've got this die here, and then you've also got the outer outline die. So that's going to cut the frame out. And the reason for this is because this doesn't cut your outline. It cuts into your card, which is a technique that I really love. But then when you've got the outline, you can cut it out if you wish with a frame. So I'll show you an example of this. In fact, I'm going to open this card up and show you underneath, because this has been cut directly into the card base, just using the floral panel. So you can see how it holds itself in there, creates a really pretty aperture. For this one, this is another tutorial that's going to be on my channel, and I've just layered up. So I've cut a few of these panels from different colours, layered them up. So a really beautiful look there. And then Monica has made a beautiful card again. She has used both dies here. So she's cut it out into white and then cut the white frame out, matted black behind it. Just inked the flowers there a little. So I'd imagine that was quite a quick card to put together. But again, really, really pretty, absolutely gorgeous. Again, thank you to Monica for that. Then we have another layering. Well, this one's not layering, but this one is a layering background die. Now, you've seen a sneak of this already. It actually comes in 3 pieces. Again, you have your outline, which I'll always put in if I can, and especially if the main die doesn't cut an outer edge for you. So this one doesn't. Again, we're looking at around about sitting in a 6 by 6 card roughly, and this is going to just cut hexagons or honeycomb for you. So you can have it in any orientation you want, and when you cut it twice and actually sort of move them round, turn them round, you've got a really beautiful dimensional see-through or look through. And then you've also got this additional die that you can be cutting out of other panels as well. This is such a great example of that, because we've got 2 layers here and they've been twisted so that they don't sit directly on top of each other. You've got a little bit of a gap between here, and in the background you can see you've got the honeycomb cut into the back panel too. That has been matte with black, but you can cut a number of these and you can have them clear or shaker. You know, the options with this are brilliant. Again, I've got so many ideas for this one. I will get round to doing many more tutorials with it, show you how to create dioramas, scenes, really fun cards with fun windows and shakers and all sorts. And then lastly, textures wouldn't be textures unless we had some text. So a brush script alphabet. This one is absolutely beautiful. You're going to find this on, so let's just show you here. You've got it here. Monica's written it on the top there, the word fly. I'll find some more for you in a moment when I go through the other examples. But that wording is created to actually join up and go together. This on here is 2 of these die sets on 1 sheet, because I happen to have two of them, because I had a prototype and it worked perfectly. So this is 2 of every alphabet, but you do get, or rather every letter, but you do get 1 of every letter in here. And yeah, they're a really lovely size for cards. I think they're absolutely perfect for your cards. They're going to work really well with things like my Sentiments for All paper pack as well, the word strips in that. And I just think there's something really special about brush script. It looks really casual and laid back. It flows nicely, and each letter will flow into another one by, if you look at the tails as such we've got there, really easily. Okay, let's just take another quick look at some more examples of cards that we've got, and we'll see a lot of these items in use. So this is the stamp. Now this one you are going to find a how-to in I think it's Creative Stamping Magazine, coming up very soon if it hasn't come out already. So this was really fun to do. I love putting the colour in the background, and if you're wondering how I did that specifically, like I say, find the Creative Stamping Magazine that this is in. I will shout about it when I find out which issue it's in, and see the full tutorial for that. I think there were photos on some of the projects as well. This is similar to the one that I showed you at the beginning, but with the dragonfly. So you can see that half-tone stamp. You do still get a bit of shading, even with the embossing powder, which is really cool. And I love that metallic effect. Again, there's a video on my YouTube coming up that's going to show you how to achieve this kind of 2 or 3 tone metallic effect. This is a mixed media piece. Again, this one was actually a short video that was created for the CraftStash, so TikTok and Instagram. So it's only sort of 2 minutes long, but running you through how I put this piece together using the background stamp there, the half-tone stamp, and the insect identification sort of one, the species chart. Using the dragonfly dies as well, but instead of having the wings lifted up, I've made this feel more like chipboard by layering the cardstock together. There's so much going on there. Really beautiful though, it all works together. Now this is a couple of examples here of me using the dies in this collection, but just white on white. I just think these look so pretty when they're just white on white, and really how much dimension and texture you get is entirely up to you. You can just keep layering if you wish. These were the first 2 cards I put together with this collection because I always test out all the dies with just white cardstock to start with, to see what I'm working with, what size they are, how they work, how they lay together, and I really loved these, so I've actually kept hold of them. This one is by Monica, and this is just showing you that the honeycomb background, you don't have to use it as a peek through, you can just create your own pattern background with it. And there's that die in the background as well. Honeycomb and bumblebees are so popular. If you like mixed media, here's an arts journal page used on a book page. I've actually used both the honeycomb background from it's the grungy one, the grungy bee and honeycomb there. So I've used the honeycomb in the background with white embossing. You can just see that there. And then the bee has been stamped out on the top as well, and coloured in, and of course all the other little details that are there. This is my pride bee because I've got the rainbow background in there, so be proud. That's actually a really good example of showing you how these letters work, how they feed into each other, and they create a joined up word, whatever word you are trying to spell. You can now spell out your friends and family's names and any special words that you can't get in stamp or die form usually, and you can do it with this beautiful flow that just looks like it was made to be. So that's everything from the new Wings and Things Textures collection. This has just launched on CraftStash, and it is exclusive to CraftStash. You won't find it anywhere else. You'll find the link for everything down below, and don't forget, of course, if you are a VIP member, you are going to get your 10% off as standard. So I hope you enjoyed this collection. Don't forget to join me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest and YouTube, and share your makes with me. I love to see them, and I try to share as many as possible. Let me know in the comments which is your favourite, which ones you're going to be purchasing, and I'll see you again very soon for some live demonstrations. Take care, everybody.